So I'm going to be talking about screen time and technology use, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Okay, this topic. You know, one of my coaches, one of the parenting coach, Coach Wendy, she said something. She said, parenting starts with you, the parents. Somebody was asking that question. I can't remember. Parenting starts with you, the trauma, when you talk about trauma. It starts with you. If you have not dealt with things, you take it into your parenting journey. Most of the things we say our children do, they copy from us. Consciously, unconsciously. Don't worry so much about what your child is hearing. Worry about what your child sees you do. So don't just be a do as I say parent. Be a do as I do parent. You must do it. They will see and they copy. So you're not just telling your child, go and read your books. Do they see you read your books? Do you read? When I'm talking about screen time, most of the time is the reason why our children finally get addicted to screen is because some of us as parents, if we're true to ourselves, we're addicted to screen. You're always with your gadget, your phone. You're like, Mommy, yes, I can hear you. Yeah. Technology is good. It's how we use technology that is the issue. So when we talk about screen time, we're actually talking about the amount of time that someone spends using a device. Screen time and technology is not the issue. The problem is how we use it. Technology is to better our lives, but we determine the result it has on us the way we use it. In this generation, there's so much issue with, you see people walking on the street, sometimes you're wondering, a child earpiece like this. And like, wait though, are you not supposed to be looking at where you're going to? And a child may be crossing the road, and the child is trying to respond to it, and you're absent-minded. You are crossing the road. Because everybody is like, we're living our lives inside the net now. Real life is eroding gradually. AI has won't come now. God will help us. We must be deliberate. If not, we wake up one day and we look like, it's like we just give birth to children in this world and it's like nothing is happening. Just leave. You can't be a parent and say that, okay, what will happen will happen. What will happen will not happen. You make things happen. You don't leave your parenting journey to chance. You don't. Now, what are the benefits? Screen time has benefits. Technology use has benefits. I'll just run through that. Now, online games and activities can enhance teamwork and creativity. Internet gives access to a world of information that enhances knowledge. Interacting with computers can improve visual intelligence and eye coordination. Screens captivate students' attention and the rest. There are benefits from technology and screen. You can learn, you can be educated, you can get information, but I'm going to give us some research facts. You know, most times people tend to argue a lot, but the research does not lie. I'm talking to somebody recently, like most times as Nigerians, we just say things, and I ask him, where did you get that information from? Can you prove what you're saying? So research does not lie. Sometimes parents argue, when it comes to this screen time addiction, sometimes parents will argue with you. That leave it, screen time is good. Most times, the reason why we're arguing because of our selfish interest. Your selfish interest, you just want time for yourself. You just need a break. And so the screen and technology becomes like your nanny. Unknowing to you, you are bringing about a lot of harm to your child, to yourself, to your connection with your child, and to your parenting journey in the long run. So let's watch it. Before we start arguing on some things, think through. And be sure that it's not because you have your own selfish interests at heart. Now, what are the research facts? I'll read. Babies and toddlers learn the most from human interaction. Patricia Cole, one of the world's leading brain scientists, she runs experiments on more than 4,000 babies each year. She said, what we have discovered is that little babies under a year old do not learn from a machine, including the tab you have given to them. If I ask most of us now that have babies, how many of you have tabs for the babies? There was a time they gifted my daughter a tab. I was so happy. I said, hey, God, thank you. Just download everything. Coco Melon, this. Me, I was happy. She was watching. But you know the funny thing, as you grow, you learn. And some things, I said something, you will learn and you relearn. Ask me, and I don't know where that tab is in my house. I don't know. And I'm not looking for it. Children under a year old, they don't learn from a machine. Don't deceive yourself. It's research. Somebody that have done a research of more than 4,000 babies every year, you think they don't know what they're saying? He said, even if you show them captivating videos, the difference in learning is extraordinary. You may get genius learning from a live human being, and you get zero learning from a machine. The educational merit of media for children younger than 2 years remains unproven. So when you say the child is benefiting 2 years and below, there's no proof. None. What you're saying is just facts. If you're science students here, when you do research in school, until you arrive, do the experiments, it's still, what do you call it? Is it a thesis? It's still a thesis. Do you understand? So what you're saying is just, you have not test-run it. Now, a scientist is saying that a child will not learn below 1, and even children below 2, there's no fact anywhere proving that they learn from machines. WHO recommends no screen for babies under 2, and no more than 1 hour screen time a day for those aged 2 to 4. How many of you have children aged 2 to 4? How many hours do they spend on the screen? Holiday period, I'm sure throughout the day. Just wake up, mommy, I'm awake. Oh, put on the TV, just go, brush your teeth, eat. The child will eat there, brush teeth there, put that. Don't worry, just keep watching. Holiday time is not time to load your children with screen time. I'll get to the point on trying to solve these issues. But the World Health Organization is saying children below 2 should not even be given screens. Children should be prohibited from screen time until age 3 because it can lead to developmental delays. A new study published in a pediatric journal, that's JAMA Pediatric Journal. Now, there are a lot of research facts, a lot. The evidence is strong that screens aren't as an effective teaching tool for a baby and a toddler set, and they could displace the kinds of face-to-face interaction that actually help children learn. Very important. So there are a lot of research facts there. Let me just go on. Now, what we talk about the goods, the bad and the ugly. I've talked about the good, the benefits. I ran through that. But I want to focus on the bad and ugly. Excessive screen use is the problem. Likewise, excessive technology use. I'm not saying that don't use. I'm talking about excessive. But I'm saying that I'll give you a statistics or a recommendation on how to use screen at the end. But children below 2 or 1 year, 18 months, if possible, get to 2 years, keep screens away from them. And it's possible. It's possible. There was a time my daughter was struggling from screen addiction. Hey, my husband's phone used to suffer. Most times she doesn't come to my phone. Not right. My husband's phone. It goes to a point that sometimes in public, you see her fighting him for his phone. I'm like, God, what kind of thing is this? She just wants to, and she knows where to go to YouTube. Oh. Yeah, she has gone to YouTube. This generation, some of you say, I'm introducing my child to screen because I want them to be tech savvy. They're already born tech savvy. Children that are born with technology, which one do you want to teach them? Some of you have phones, you cannot use. Your child will come 10 years, pump, you're like, this one is on the phone. You say, yes, so. So which tech savvy are you talking about? They know it better than you. She will swipe the phone, go to YouTube. She'll be looking for, she'll just be looking. I'm like, see this child though. And they have one special thing she just like watching. She might not like watching. About one princess girl that will just be resting up. And it got to a point. We had to make a decision. We had to make a decision. Whatever it takes, we will starve out of this addiction. My child can see phone now. She walk and pass. And I tell people, sometimes when I go to church, I tell people, don't give her screen. Please, if she's disturbing, find a way to engage her. Don't give her your phone to watch games. I know where I'm going to. Don't spoil the work I'm doing in my house. It's not easy to break addictions. I know what we saw. They cry, fights. But actually, at least we succeeded. Okay, let me continue. The bad and the ugly. Number 1, screens hijack attention spans. Now, children have to learn to concentrate and focus, and this starts when they are young, the early stages of their lives. Do you know, reading storybooks out loud gives children time to process words, images, and voices. But the constant absorption of on-screen images affect attention span. So it is even better that you buy books and read to your children. I said something that parenting is expensive. It's expensive. Buy books. If they are young, read to them. I buy books. Recently, I bought almost 30-something books. I someone like, what do you use all these books for? I'm like, what kind of questions are you asking me? All these books. You don't have to buy. A coach will always say that you don't have to buy. You can go for fairly used books. They are there. They are cheaper. It's the same. You're going to arrive at the same destination with somebody that is buying the new ones. You can graduate to the point that you buy new books. But get in the habit, buy books. You have babies. Start reading to them. You think they don't understand. They are hearing your voice. There's interaction. It's part of the way of building connection. You're sitting with your child. Child just snuggle close to you and you're reading the story. I used to enjoy it with my daughter. I say, read this book for me. Read this book for me. I'm tired though. Me, I want to sleep. They're like, no, mommy, you have to read this story. Last one. You may read the second one. What is it? I was on about the book. But it builds connection too. And it helps them to process sounds and the rest than just bamboozling those young ones with screen. It teaches them a lot of things. The world of books. Someone said if you want to hide information from a black man, put it in a book. Let us be the parents that will change our narrative. Teach your children. One of our coaches that talked during the last parenting workshop, she's an educational psychologist. She has raised, when I heard about her the first time, the person was telling me that she has children, and when she take them into maybe a place to buy things, what they go and buy is books. Children, teenagers, what they go and buy? Books. They read. He did not jump on her laps. She has worked. You must work. You can't tap it. I tap it. I tap into this. There's no tapping into any grace. He will do the hard work. Oh, just say, touch me. Mr. Studio, just touch me, so that the grace. I like you. You will work. Number 2, boredom is good for children sometimes. It creates spaces of creativity and innovation. Sometimes I look at my daughter sometimes and nobody's playing with her in the house. She will not be running around, she create play. But she's like, okay, better. So boredom is still good. Don't always load them with screens. Take the tab. Okay, take my phone. Go and Constantly stimulating children with screens makes them forget how to rely on themselves or others for entertainment. Some children cannot entertain themselves. When they are sitting, they're like, hey, you bring the child there, the child is already restless. Mommy, your phone. Mommy, the tab. The child cannot even find a way to entertain himself or herself. It's not good enough. Number 3, screen reduces empathy. It says research has shown that screen time inhibits young children from learning how to read faces and learn social skills, which are 2 paramount factors needed to develop empathy. Face-to-face interaction, very important in developing empathy. An ability to read faces, social skills. Do you know when your children are always engrossed in screen and technology, it limits communication and interaction. Most of the children in this generation don't know how to interact with. Because everything they're doing is on the screen. You're trying to have a conversation with a child. The child cannot even have a conversation with you. He cannot even look at you. It was not like this. If technology was actually meant to enhance our lives, how come we're turning it to make our lives more miserable? You call a child to have a meaningful conversation. Your child cannot have a meaningful conversation with you. Because their life is on screen. Technology. So it's very important. Screen reduces empathy. Face-to-face interaction are the only way children learn to understand non-verbal cues and interpret them. Exposure to screen limits a baby's ability to read human emotions and control frustration. You know, when communication is verbal or non-verbal, right? So when you have communication with your children and you throw away screens, it helps teach them non-verbal communication. I can look at somebody and I can tell what's going on. By your disposition, the way your face is, I can know if you're sad. Some children are looking at you. You have a sad look, they don't even understand. A child comes home, probably a preteen or a teenager, and the mom is looking stressed out. The child cannot even interpret by body language that mommy needs to rest. You can see the bad and the ugly, right? So we must watch it. Learn to allow your children play and play outside. You know, before I used to be I just hold back. Don't go out. So I say there's no lion there that is eating the child. Stay inside the house, play. But it's good to allow them go around. Let them run around. It's good for their development. Let them play with sand. When they are dirty, they will bathe. It helps them. In a secured environment. Yes. In a secured environment. If there's a secured environment, let them go outside and play. Those days when we were growing up, we used to go out a lot. Jesus. How many of you climb tree? Game balls. Oh, Jesus. Games like, what they call, is this Suwe? We're old. 10. God. We used to play. Today you're telling children, go outside the place, no man to watch it. They don't understand what is play. Do you know in our homes now play is going, children don't even know how to play. And it's good for their development. Allow your children play. There was a time I left my daughter with my mom. I went for a conference and she sent me a picture. My daughter just sat in one heap of sand. The first time I saw the picture, I was like, what kind of thing is this now? And she was beating herself with the sand. Poured sand in her hair. I was like, what is this now? But now, she can go out and play. That's why the environment is secured. It's good for her. I think sun should see touch them small now. Early morning sun, evening breeze. No, it's AC. Let them get fresh air from outside. Okay, difficulty in sleeping. You know, the blue light from screens affects sleep cycles and disrupt the production of there's something called melatonin that is produced in your body during the dark. That's what makes you feel sleepy and sleep. So if you're constantly before the screen, it will affect your sleep cycle and your body clock. And that's why sometimes I advise that you desist from screen like 1 hour or 30 minutes before bedtime so that it can help your body readjust. So you can imagine a child always on the screen. The child cannot sleep. Let me use my own self. I'm using my own life to explain some things. Well, my daughter, I got to a point, we're almost branding her like the child that does not like to sleep at night. Yes. So most times when we go to school and she's sleeping to school in the morning, the excuse I have that she doesn't like to sleep at night. She likes to stay awake in the night. And sometimes people are like, what is it now? The child does not like to sleep and she has always been like this. But I got to understand something. And during that period, she may be up. The period we had that screen addiction. She'll be watching TV. Then she could stay awake till like 1 a.m. watching the TV. There's no way she will sleep. No way. But I told somebody recently that my daughter, 9 p.m. My daughter at the bed. She has slept. What's the difference between that child and the other child? So the spirit of she doesn't sleep at early has left her. It departed. Just cast it out. We didn't cast it out though. We walked. I had to reorient myself deliberately. When it's 9, I take her to bed. I follow her. I put off the light. It was a struggle. You will stay here and you will sleep. All of a sudden, the circle built. So at that point in time, my body understands that it's time to sleep. The melatonin will start releasing. Before you know, she's feeling sleepy. She wants to sleep. She has slept. And no screen. Sometimes she will ask, Mommy, can I put on the TV? She no. That's why I can't put on the TV. You see me like a box in my house. You're looking at it, you're looking at us. Okay. Now, number 5, too much passive screen could weaken communication and social skills. I've said that. There's something called electronic screen syndrome. It is the overstimulation of the child's nervous system caused by excessive screen time that influences behavior, mood, and focus. Now, the symptoms are changing mood, excessive tantrums, poor self-control, sleep disorders. Electronic sleep syndrome is something that you can imagine. But I've gotten from the point of diabetes. We're not talking of electronic screen syndrome. Screen. Leading to medical conditions. They're in serious business. There's also something called virtual autism. Now, this is a potential negative effect of excessive screen time and virtual interaction on toddlers' development. Now, mostly it's found in toddlers, and it has symptoms that are almost similar to autism spectrum disorder. You know when children are autistic. The symptoms are almost similar, but it's called virtual autism because of excessive exposure to screen. Now, for this age, you see that children are they're unable to concentrate on tasks. There's a lot of tantrums, impairment in speech and language development. They prefer the online activities over real life activities. There was a video that trended a while ago. I don't know how many of you saw it about screen time addiction. Did you see those children? It was looking like they were hooked on cocaine. That's what addiction does to you. A lot. Children that are ready I heard of a story recently that somebody actually killed his sister because of his computer or something. You can imagine the rage, what addiction can do. Now, we're not just talking about drug addiction now. We're talking about screen addiction. And the results are as bad. We have to be careful. We have to be careful. It affects parent-child bonds. Thank God for Mrs. Susie that I've talked about that. It does. In your house, everybody's on screen. Like you want to tell somebody to bring water. I say, Junior, you type it on the WhatsApp. Get me a glass of water. People don't talk again in your house. So it's communication via technology. You want to sleep. Junior is in his room. Just chat him up. Junior, I'm going to bed right now. Have a beautiful night rest. See you tomorrow. You respond, okay, daddy. Beautiful night. What is that? Uh-huh. What is that? Or you just have in your house, we enter more than 6 televisions everywhere. There's TV. Please take away the TV screen from your child's room. Take it away. They don't need it in their rooms. If you have one, when you go home, remove it. Everywhere is screen. It's good though, but some. Before you know, you're scrolling, you know. You're scrolling. Does being without a phone or Wi-Fi cause irritability or panic? Does your teen sleep less now or has their weight fluctuated? Are they great? Can your teenager or your child sleep without their phone? Can you sleep without your phone? Some of you wake up, the first you just if the phone is not, it's like your oxygen level has dropped. Life support system. Ask yourself really. Because it starts with you. It starts with you. So what can you do as a parent? What can you do as a parent? Establish screen time limits. Have a family media plan. There should be screen time limits in your home. No TV. In my house, my daughter knows that during school days, she doesn't watch TV. Monday to Friday. Maybe if she can watch at all. Maybe Saturday, limited time. Sunday, when we wake up tired, you go and sleep. So she knows. You cannot, no need. And you know the funny thing, when she was addicted, my daughter will not, if you tell her to go and put on the screen, she cannot. Oh. But now I say, it's time to go to bed, put off the TV, she'll walk by herself, off it, and go. Because she knows that time limit has expired. Before is a lie. Off what? Can't write. So what is family media plan? It's a written document that outlines agreed household rules for screen use. Agreed household use for screen use as well as consequences for breaches. If you have children that can communicate, have a family meeting and talk about it. You have apprentices, teenagers, you can't just make and just point on them. How now? Let them talk. So everybody arrives at the conclusion. Most times when you make decisions and everybody's involved, it's easier for everybody to follow. So have a family media plan. Create a routine that adds non-technology activities into your schedule. Like you can have family meetings, family game time, family family dinner time. Have routines that does not around technology. Encourage social interactions like family dinners. Have electronic free zones in your house. What do I mean? Places in your house that there are no technology, no screens, no phones. It can be your bedroom. So everybody knows that you don't take your phones or yours to bedroom. So when you are going, put it somewhere. Or it can be during family dinner. You don't bring your phones to the dining table. One of the ways you can actually connect as a family is during dinner time. And you can decide that that's a family electronic free zone. So don't carry your phone when we're going to eat. So we can have conversations. Replace soft copy books with hard copies if possible. Because most times, I don't really like soft copy books. So I find it difficult to read soft copy books. I pray how to, I know you can highlight, but me, that's work. Give me the pencil, I'll just be rubbing around. So if you can replace with hard copy books, learn about and use parental controls if need be. Avoid using screen as pacifiers and babysitters or to stop a tantrum. The child is, just take the phone so that you be quiet. This pacifier is to put in baby's mouth. Take it. Just say, take phone. Be quiet. Let the child go through that process. It will teach the child some things. A child, when you allow children go through some process, it develops their problem-solving skills. You just run. Hey, the tantrum is someone take. Let the child learn. Set a good example as a parent. Encourage using screens in ways that build creativity and connectivity. Seek professional help if need be. Yes, especially if the screen addiction is. Somebody was asking a question. I think, yes, that question you asked about that's your friend. She may have to seek professional help. Sometimes call a professional. She can talk to her. Yes. There's some things that have gone overboard. You cannot do it yourself. Seek professional help. It will help you. Get your child to want to reduce screen time and work on it with conversation. You can ask the child, especially maybe for our teens and pre-teens, what do you want to achieve in life? And the child says, I want to be a doctor. I want to be It's okay. What are you doing now? Say, is there anything that's injuring you? The child may think, I watch TV too much. Opportunity to enter the child. Do you think we can reduce before you have had a plan? Then put replacements. Some of you will not live here now. You can't take away the screen from your child. It will not work. It's a gradual process. I'm talking now. It was a gradual process. Cut it down by hours. Cut it down. Get replacement. I have to get her toys, more building blocks, books. Engage her in coloring and the rest. So you need to get replacements to replace the screen. There is no vacuum in life. You can't take it away and there's no replacement. So get replacements. Very important. Now I'm going to go to recommendations. This is where I'm going to end. Now there are recommendations. Advice from the National Institute of Health and Care Excellence suggests that children should have TV-free days or have a 2-hour limit on the time spent in front of the screens. The CDC Center of Disease Control advises parents not to give any screen time to children under the age of 2. Please, those of us that have babies, don't even start it. The CDC asks parents to remove TVs from a child's bedroom and limit screen time to 1 to 2 hours daily for children between the ages of 8 and 14. The American Academy of Pediatrics, AAP, recommends the following from parents. I'm going to read. Under 18 months, avoid screen other than video chatting. Age 18 to 24 months, find high-quality program if you choose to introduce screen and watch or play together. Age 2 to 5, limit screen use to 1 hour per day of high-quality programs, not just random programs. Sometimes your children just watch things. Do you even check what your children watch? It's cartoon now. It's not cartoon. It's not every cartoon your child will watch. My child does not watch every cartoon. Even if she's watching cartoon, there's some cartoon networks we don't even go there. We don't flip there. You should be able to even go through what your children are watching. At least be involved. She said be involved in their lives. Don't just leave them. Just do what you like. They can't do what they like. Especially when they are young. You must guide them. That's why you're a parent. Reverend Chima said you are a pastor. Your father is a pastor. You are there to shepherd your child. Even a mother, you are there to guide your child. Create a family media plan. I've said that. Then the last recommendation by the American Academy of Child and Adolescent Psychiatry. If you look at it, all the recommendations are similar. If you look at it, there are similar recommendations. Babies 0 to 18 months, no screen time, only video chatting is available. Toddlers 18 to 24 months, 1 hour or less. Educational content only is recommended. Ages 2 to 5, 1 hour or less per weekday and 3 hours per weekend. Educational and interactive content is preferred, but no educational content is allowed. Children aged 6 to 15, less than 2 hours. So I'll try, maybe on the platform, we'll put the recommendations on the platform so that you can see it. To be easy. So I think we'll drop it on the platform. But the bottom line of everything I'm trying to say is that technology is good. Screen time is good, but there must be a limit. There must be a limit. I was talking to some of my students recently, and I was asking them, they came with phone. I was like, some of them were on TikTok. Some of your children on TikTok, you don't even know. And they actually, because of the way I relate with them, they can actually talk to me. So there was a child that was on TikTok. So they were like, Miss Kitty. They call me Miss, I'm married. They say Miss Kitty. It's like it's sweeter to say Miss Kitty. Miss Kitty, do you want to see the video she posted on TikTok? I said, let me see. It's connection building. They brought the video. I'm looking at the video. And I know the child. I know the mother. I was amazed. I'm like, I don't ask her, do you know me on TikTok? Yes. Does she say, but she doesn't watch my videos. I'm like, She was scared. Like, hey, she'll tell my mother. I was wondering, your child is on TikTok. You don't know what your child posts on TikTok? And I was asking them, all these gadget everywhere. Now you're coming to class for a lesson. What you are thinking of is what you want to post on TikTok. And I was asking them, what do you go and do? You dance. Are you a choreographer? A dance choreographer? Allow your children to build content so that they are contributors and not just consumers. Because most of us, our children are just consuming on the net. When will they be contributors? You must decide the time that you allow your child. I've told myself the time I will allow my child to have an internet-enabled device. I will not tell you. So when I told somebody, say, why? It's my own, no. It's my choice. People are like, for what? It's my choice. She cannot go there and be a nuisance. Just gonna be liking people's posts and posting pictures. What's that? Go there and add value. Add value. So please, with these few points of mine, I hope I've been able to convince you and not confuse you that you must set boundaries and create limits on the use of screen time and technology. Thank you.